How's it going, guys? It's Najam. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to review the K86 keyboard. This is a gaming mechanical keyboard with a 10 keyless layout, and it has loads and loads of features. It costs about £75, and this is a wireless keyboard, so I got this as an upgrade from my previous one, which was a wired keyboard. Now this is not a full review because there are some things that I can't go over in this video because I'm a Linux user, and this does have drivers for the display which I've not been able to get. With that out of the way, let's get started with the build quality. Now this is built out of plastic. It's fairly well built. It's very lightweight, which is what I love about this. And I love the design on it. It's kind of almost sort of retro-ish. It looks pretty nice. It's built completely out of plastic. It does have rubber feet at the back of here, so it keeps it from slipping around. And also the kickstands are pretty nice, and they're rubberized as well. And they've got two heights, so you've got two options. Now if you look closely at the back of the keyboard, you have three modes. So you have a receiver mode, you have a USB mode, which is a wired connection through the USB over here, and you also have Bluetooth mode. And you also have the key options to switch between Mac OS and Windows. And if you look at the side of the corner, under this kickstand, you do have the receiver. Now this is magnetic, and so it's actually pretty nice that it's held in there, and I've been using this with the 2.5 gigahertz receiver. Now let's talk about the RGB lighting. You do have backlit keys, and you do have different modes. So you've got the wavy bit, you've got different colors that you can cycle through, and I've got it on just white. And you can change the brightness by using the up and down arrows, pressing the function key and up and down arrows. That changes the brightness. And you can also turn the backlight off. Now this keyboard also has side lighting over here. As you can see, it has lights on the side, and you can change the color of this. You can change the effect by using the C. So now it's cycling through the colors. It's got different effects, and you can change the color as well. So you got backlighting on the keyboard, and also you have side lighting, which is very nice. Now this is a mechanical keyboard, so you do have switchable key switches, so you can take the keycaps off and you can change the switches. By default it comes with linear switches, which are very useful for gaming, and I'll go ahead and do a typing test. So this is a very nice keyboard to type on. Now I'm going to talk about the display and the knob. So you can press this in, and you can also rotate this to go through options, and I'll go through the options right now. So by default, this is the home screen. You have a day and time, and you have the battery icon and which mode that is connected on. And you can go ahead and just start cycling through, and you can change the connection mode to different ones. It's on Bluetooth, it's on 2.4 Gs. Connection successful, which is because it's plugged into the PC. And you can also go on to the next one, which is lighting effect, and you can change different lighting. Now you can use function keys to do the same options that this provides, and but you can go through the different ones. You've got various different ones over here. You got wave, which cycles through the colors like a wave, and you got the ripple effect, which is when you press a key and the keys ripple. And you've also got rain down, which is just rain and stuff, and you also got snake, which is a snake going along. You got press action, which is just one key that lights up when you press it. You got converge, which is just an effect, and you also have sine wave, which is a sine wave going along, and then you also have the kaleidoscope effect. You've also got line wave. You've got a laser, which is when you press it and it shoots a laser to sideways. Yeah, you got circle wave, and you got rain down. So it's got quite a lot of effects over here. You got meteor showers as well. You've got static, which is what I've left it on because I'm boring. And let's move on to the next one. You can change the side effect, and this is on breathe right now, so you can see the side effect, and you can change it to neon, which is cycling the colors, and it's also just, and you've got light wave. Horse race is actually pretty cool because you can see there's stuff going on. It's very interesting. You can see the horse race. I've got it on as always bright because I'm boring. And you can also have the brightness. You can change the brightness using this. You can turn it off and you can turn it back on, and you can go back to full. So that's pretty cool. You also have the light speed. Now this is going to depend on which effect you've got on, because I've got a static one on. It's not going to show you, but you can change the speed of it. You can change the light color default, which is red, and then orange. I'll just cycle through the colors so you can see them. And you've got white, and you've got language choices. Now by default this was in Chinese, and I have switched it to English. So that's all that you have as far as the display goes. It does show some information, which is very nice. Now let's talk about the pros and the cons. I'll start off with the pros. I like the RGB effects. I like the keys. I love the typing on it. It's a very nice to type on. It's an excellent keyboard. I like the display. It shows information, which is very useful. It's got a very nice design. The feel of the keycaps is actually pretty nice. It's got some sort of a texture on it, which is very nice, so it's not completely smooth. It's very nice. I like the usability. This has different connection options and everything. It's actually pretty cool. The design, overall this is a very nice keyboard. Let's talk about the cons. Now unfortunately the battery indicator on the display over here is wrong, because I fully charged this and it's actually showing 3 bars rather than 5. The next negative personally for me is that this needs drivers if you want to change the date and time on the display, and because I'm using Linux, they don't work unless I install a virtual machine and wire this through, forward the USB port through it, which I don't want to do. So I'm not going to be able to change the time and the date on this, and this time and date is actually wrong because I have not been able to set this using the dial over here. There's no option for it, so there's that. Also, you might have noticed another bad thing I don't like about this keyboard is that the keys are actually not backlit, and I know it has backlighting, but the keys, they're not backlit, so in the night time you can't really see them. Even if you have the backlight on, you can't see the keys because they don't come through. And also the other thing is it doesn't have the functions on the keys, because I think this is going to be like a exchangeable, so if you get different keycaps, you'll have basically the same layout and everything. But I've used other keyboards and they've got some functions, which is using this function button, and they've got the functions on the keys, which is very useful to have. Now I'm a bit confused with the lighting effect on the side. It would have been a lot easier to have those functions. And the other thing is there are some effects that the display doesn't actually go into, and you can actually change them over here with the keys. Now of course when you build memory, muscle memory and that, you can get used to it, and then you know the layout and everything. That's pretty fine, you know, that's understandable, but that's just a bit of a letdown in my opinion. And the final thing that I don't like about this keyboard is that this is a wireless keyboard and it's got a USB cable port dug right in there, and if you want to charge this, because I'm assuming you're not going to use this wired, at least I am not going to use this wired, I'd like to use it wireless, which is why I bought it. And the USB cable, the charging cable is in there, and you have to just get it through in, and then you've got cables on your desktop, and the point is to not have cables when it's wireless. They could have made it over here, which would have been a lot easier, and it would have been much nicer, but they decided to make it just really dig deep into the keyboard. So the positioning of the USB cable is, in my opinion, not very nice. But that's pretty much it. Overall, I think it's a really good keyboard. The only major disadvantage is that the keycaps are not backlit for me. Apart from that, I actually like it. It's a very nice keyboard. I don't mind the display or anything. It's very nice. It's very easy to go through the options and change them instead of using the function keys. But that being said, this is a keyboard, and to be honest with you, I'd rather use the function keys because the display is really only there to tell the date and time and the battery level. So yeah, Now if you guys have any questions, ask me in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.